Hello, my name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this is another session of Star Trek Adventures second edition. This is set on Eschaton Station, and this session is part of the Open Hearth Gaming Community, which is an online gaming club slash community that you can find out more about at openhearthgaming.com. And last week, this is last week, if you're curious about what does that all mean, what's going on with this thing, I did a little podcast episode that explains everything you need to know. I tried to go through our Discord and all of the questions that people ask. I had, in the first few weeks that they're there, I tried to answer them, and I'm sure I missed a bunch of them, but the basics are there. So last time we had our crew on the ship. We had kind of a set of meetings, GOP meeting with Torobach, a entrepreneur from Ferengi that is here that had been promised GOP's assistance, and Skilla running into someone who claimed to be their half sister. And also, we had our psychiatrist, our counselor, doing the psychological assessments of the crew, but also meeting with Kabul, our sort of newly arrived alien from the object. And where we take up today is I think we come in and we're in a sort of big darkened space. There's lights, there's music playing. I think we will see, people at tables. There is a kind of a bar area there, and we've got space club music there, and we can see in sort of holographic lights over that this place is called Club Etc. And that is, you will know, Gop, that was a algorithmically tested name for the proper nightclub to draw in curious folks and so on. And Keel, I think we see you at the entryway to this nightclub. You've been gone a week. You were over on the object, overseeing things for this last week, getting, analysis done and so on, and you've come back on your sort of shift rotation, and in that span of time, someone has built a nightclub. And I think you'll see that there are, a lot of the ensigns and people and things like that that are here, and the civilian folks and people that passers through. And I think one of the things that will catch your eye is you will see that there is definitely a slightly roped off, slightly elevated VIP section. And I think that you'll see there are a number of ensigns that are there, and seated in the middle of them is Gop, clearly at the most prominent position. So, Keel, what is your reaction to this?
Yeah, I mean, I am looking around confusedly, and maybe I walk through to the back where I imagine the little store that used to be here might still exist. Um, and I'm just looking around confusedly because, I was going to buy some actual tailored clothes here. Um, I mean, the other day, I said I'd be back. In fact, they were holding things for me. Um, So I'm gonna ask the bouncer, or the barman, whatever
Hmm.
passes for staff in here, what happened to this little tailor?
Welcome, greetings. This is your first time at Club, etc.
Indeed, it's your first day.
Oh, yes, there is that too. But one must get into the habit of the patter. One must prepare for it so that one can do that each time. Yes. This is our real opening. We did a test opening yesterday, but yes, 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 yes. We're very excited about this. Yes.
You're excited about the old. shop that used to be here? Do you know what
Oh,
happened to it?
I wouldn't know about that, sir. You'd have to speak to the manager.
Well, I'd like to speak to the manager.
Hold on. And I think we'll see a bit, and you will see this uh, uh, Ferengi, slightly taller than your usual Ferengi, come through the crowd. Immediately, you'll clock that he has artificial eyes, and he has a slightly, instead of the usual sort of headpiece, he actually has what looks like a cybernetic unit kind of on the back of his head, and he will come over to you and he will say, "Ah, Lieutenant Keel,
Um,
greetings."
you've been briefed on my imminent arrival, I take it.
Well, not briefed, but it's important for people in my position to get to know who is on the station, and so I may have done some preliminary research and looked around, and I heard that there are a number of senior Starfleet people who were over on the object, whatever you call it, that might be returning back. So please, come and sit. Uh, what's your poison, Lieutenant?
I'll have a glass of Romulan ale, actually.
Ah, Romulan ale, the legal stuff. And he'll look at you and wink with one of the cyber eyes. As, was there something that you needed, Lieutenant?
Well, I'm just so glad to see that you're willing to do whatever it takes to please your customers. And
Absolutely, absolutely.
the previous proprietor of this space was a nice tailor called Cedra, and they had an outfit for me.
Absolutely. Well, one of the conditions of buying out this space as well as the adjacent ones was that I would purchase their goods inventory. So I do have that in a storage locker. And you see him look and he kind of assesses and he says, I will send someone down. I assume you prepaid for your purchase?
Well, they were holding it for me.
Ah,
I put a small deposit down for that privilege.
well,
So,
I, I will, I will send someone down to get it and have it brought up here soon, and then we can negotiate about the remainder of the price that is owed on it. I think your deposit should certainly account against any kind of storage fees.
yeah, I mean, that's obviously, even if I'd paid full price, what would that have meant to you, right? Unless you were buying debts and all that kind of stuff. Were you buying debts and all that challenging stuff?
Ah, these are matters that are a trifle, certainly not important to someone from Starfleet.
Mhm. Well, I'm not adverse to the usage of currency, you know,
I like that. Open-minded. I appreciate
open-minded.
that.
Uh, well, we have a history of using currencies on my planet.
Ah, yes, you are one of the joined.
I'm Trill, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I welcome you to Club Etc., and I hope that you will enjoy yourself here. Uh, are you a fan of the musical arts?
Um, I'm fond of an earworm.
One has to be careful when you say that. You mean figurative, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Yes.
some kind of echt that gets inside your head and will not leave unless you, I don't know, enact its compilations. Is that a joke?
Ah, ah,
I mean,
ah,
I don't
ah.
know.
Well, I look forward to interacting with you further, Lieutenant.
Well, I look forward to tasting exactly how legal this Romulan ale is going to be.
and it will be put on the counter before you. Clearly not replicated, but clearly not Romulan ale. Uh, so uh, reasonably tasty. Gop, uh, when the camera kind of turns to you, are you enjoying yourself? Are you playing around on your pad? Are you like a little awkwardly out of place? What do you think that is here that they've kind of like stuck you here in this VIP section?
I don't think Gop is completely at ease. Gop is trying to enjoy things, but periodically Gop looks down at her pad, um, which is monitoring the electronic system that is very new, and that there's still a few kinks to be worked out in terms of the setup. And so, Gop, you see Gop initially in kind of into the beat of the music, but then glances at that pad and you know s- notes a few things and says, this is not up to spec. We've got some uh I wonder if they were truthful about the energy needs of some of this equipment, and
Yeah, it does
it
seem up
oh,
a little higher.
yes, yeah, and so you know I think you see Gop at one point saying, I need to check this out, right? And kind of getting up to kind of go and
Their fellow ensigns that you brought along kind of aren't really listening to you. They're kind of more excited. And you kind of slide out of the booth. You do see Lieutenant Keel, who you know has been over on the object. You've interacted with him before. Do you want to talk to him? Do you want to talk to somebody else in here? Like who do you want to have a scene with here?
yeah, I think Lieutenant Keel, I think that would be a little, Keel hadn't been on my radar real recently because I knew why, right? Keel wasn't around, and I think this is the first I've seen Keel since the return from the object.
Yeah. Keel, you'll see Gop extricate herself a little clumsily from the booth, and she makes her way over to you at the bar.
Yeah, um, Lieutenant, I this is an unexpected surprise. I didn't know exactly when you would be returning, and certainly didn't expect to see you at the club so soon after its opening. Were you is that what brought you back early
Uh,
to the station? Was you got word of this establishment?
well, I'm an early adopter, I guess. Ensign Gop. No, I came here to look for some clothes. But that is a long story. Um, was this in the works for a while? Or is this a pop-up club?
Well, I wouldn't describe it as exactly a pop-up. They're planning to be here quite some time. Um, I think they're planning to make a profit. In terms, it did come together quite quickly. But it also seems like arrangements had been made in terms of, you know, um, contacting the appropriate people to put up a place like this. It was
I think
surprising to me as well, though, when you know, you may realize that it's a Ferengi who is at the helm of this club, and so it was kind of intriguing how um, this all came together, and a bit surprising to me as well. But there was a cousin of mine. There was a cousin of mine who got in touch with me and let me know that um, things were being arranged to start this establishment.
I've already met the manager actually.
Oh.
Uh, did you help grease the wheels?
No, that wasn't my jurisdiction. I do have some slight relationship to the establishment, but my involvement is purely in terms of making sure that um the technical electrical engineering side of things is what it should be. And to be honest, right now, there are a few things that they still need to work out. Nothing really unsafe, but still the electrical system that they have operating here is in need of um, a few
Adjustments.
tweaks.
Yeah. So you're helping with them with that?
Yeah, yeah, as a kind of, I guess you would say, as a kind of advisor role. I'm kind of looking over things for them and you know giving them advice in terms of troubleshooting and when I see something that isn't as it should be, as I see right now, holding up my pad. There are few problems here, right? I'm on top
Mm.
of that stuff.
Well, I hope you bargain for at least a 10% stake in the business.
Um, well, we'll put it this way. You know, this may not be profitable to me in terms of an immediate financial transaction, but I think it will be profitable to me in terms of future returns.
And I think
Okay.
that's when you get the GOP to engineering, Ensign GOP report to engineering call that comes through.
Yeah, yeah, and I think with that, GOP would call one of the ensigns over with like the stuff that needs to be attended to in the club and says, you need to take care of this because I've just got a call.
Okay. They look a little uncertain, but they will take the pad from you.
Yeah. And Lieutenant, nice to see you again. I hope we can continue on with the conversation, and I hope to see you a regular customer here.
I think the look on Keel's face says seems unlikely, but he nods politely.
Uh, Lieutenant Commander Skilla, I think we will see you arrive here. Minor matters, security matters, of course, kind of held you back. Uh, we will see you kind of look around. You will see Lieutenant Keel. You'll see a number of other, NPCs in there. We'll probably have the camera zoom in on a table that we see the four uh, cadet wannabes kind of seated there. Some of them into it, others less so. Uh, Skilla, what do you do? What do we see you do? who do you want to talk to?
Well, I imagine that I had a talk to the owner previously
Hmm.
because security check before everything goes online, right? So I think that this is not the first time I'm here. This might be the first time I'm here when it's actually active,
Oh
right?
yeah,
When
that makes
there's
sense.
actually people here. So I'm looking around, like looking at the stage, looking at the dance floor, and then I think I should go and talk to the end. I look at Keel. I should talk to the ensigns. Maybe I'll go and say hi to Keel before I do that.
Okay. So as Gop is kind of passing the pad to one of his colleagues and heading out,
Her,
Keel, you will
her
see
colleagues.
a Skilla, her colleagues, thank you, come in.
And unless you feel like, I mean, I will catch how you feel about that. And unless you're like, oh my God, this guy, then I will veer off. But if you seem like amenable to a talk, I will come over.
Yeah, I think Keel is killing time. Like
Mhm.
he's not here to meet anyone, but if he meets
Okay.
people, that will help pass the time. So
Okay.
he will give you a nod as you walk in, and
Mhm.
maybe not knowing whether you're here officially or socially. So yeah, he'll be open to having a chat.
I mean, I think you see Scala looks fairly at ease that he usually does. He will amble over and say, and Keel, back from the what have we decided to call the thing? I will look
We
that
have
up.
the megastructure is one of the things we've
Yeah,
called it.
yeah. I remember that we
The
gave it a
Tantalus
specific name.
object
The Tantalus
and
object.
Frankenstein 7.
Frankenstein 7. Oh yeah, I like that one. There it is. The junkyard. No, I think it's Frankenstein. Also, I'm so you back from Frankenstein 7, I guess.
It's been a long stint over there this time, but
No.
yeah, I'm just here to pick up some stuff before I hit my quarters, get some shut-eye. Um, Tell me, Lieutenant Commander, in your professional capacity, what's your view on Romulan ale and the legality? Or is that something you'll care about?
Um, well, I can tell you the exact statute where it says that this is illegal. So if I were to know and somebody would point out that this was around, I would certainly have to take action.
That's fair enough. I mean, it's not Romulan ale. That's a
Of
different statute, right?
Yeah, there are statutes on trademarks and brand ownership, but seeing as the one part is illegal, the imitation, I think, look, I'm not a trademark. Cut. I really not. I will have to take in illegal substances because they can be dangerous, but really,
Very dangerous, especially the seventh one.
well, yeah, I think I will have a drink, not something that would inebriate me, but something to, if you don't mind me sharing your table here. I can't stay long. I have some other things to do, obviously, but I was curious about this, the structure. If you found anything interesting, honestly, if you don't want to talk about it because it's too much like job or something, you don't have to. But I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, we've been um, doing a lot of, I mean, let's call it linguistic studying of writing, inscriptions, all that kind of stuff. Um, Trying to build up a better picture. Um, yeah, so it's really building on those objects that we found the first time over there.
Mhm.
But it's going to be a long process. I don't think we're gonna, know exactly what's going on with there today or tomorrow.
Okay. Well, sounds like you have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, yeah. The plus side is it seems less prone to be killing us uh, this past while, so that's good.
Yeah, I assume I would have not heard if you needed assistance in that regard.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, and we have this new place on the station. That was fast, right?
I was surprised to find it here when I arrived.
Yeah, it seems like things can work quickly on the station. Apparently, when somebody is spending enough Latinum.
Yeah, yeah. I
Wow.
thought I thought the Federation was immune to such old-fashioned business methods.
I don't know about that. I mean, you would have to take that up with the administrator, I guess.
Yeah,
But I know how fast things work when I have a requisition, and this is way faster.
yeah.
So that maybe feels like scene. Does that feel like scene for you,
Yeah,
Skilla?
yep,
Okay.
Yep.
yep, definitely.
Uh, let's cut forward, Lieutenant Keel. You've dropped off your your things in your quarters. We maybe sometime forward, and we see you back at the lab. You know, it's it's not as full, because a lot of people are over on the other station, and you will be greeted when you return back. I think it was Technician Boyd we had as the who went with you on that first original one, who will come up. Lieutenant Kill, you're back.
Boyd, how are you? Yeah, it's to be honest, I'm gonna do some paperwork and log everything and then fall asleep. How are things been here?
Can I can I talk to you in your office?
Okay.
Uh,
Sure, let's go.
and I bet you your office is it like a tiny booth kind of thing in this
Sure, yeah.
space. There are all these programs running all the things that you had, doing, linguistic analysis and things like that. All those are kind of going on the screens in the background. And Boyd will sit down and he will say, I think we may have a problem.
That is what I assume when someone asks to speak to me privately.
Uh, I haven't yet passed this on to the security chief. They're aware of part of the situation, but I kind of looked into something, and I think it may be a bigger problem than I thought. Um, uh, do you remember a technician named Mr. Asimovic? You'll vaguely
Uh,
remember as kind of a squirrely civilian guy who was over on helping with manifests and things over on the device, the structure.
yeah, vaguely, very vaguely.
Uh, he finished his shift about midway, just like just after you started your tour, and was back on the station, and uh, he has gone missing.
Okay.
I know. We reported to Commander Skilla knows about this. Um, So uh, I, I thought that was unusual. I went to check his bunk. Nothing unusual there. Just kind of just a standard check and things. Uh, but I pulled up just some footage from our work on the structure, and it's just a couple of frames. But I want to show you something. And he'll pull out a pad and Uh, he'll pull this up, and of course it's high res. Don't have to do enhance on it because it's Starfleet tech. And you'll see this guy moving things along, and as he does, there's just like a shift of his thing he's carrying, maybe a gap that appears on something, and you will see that there is just for like a couple of frames, you can see that he's got concealed away some kind of glowing box.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, uh, who it's not listed on any of the manifests of things that we've inventoried from over there or anything like that. And we do the standard uh checks to make sure nothing is getting out, but uh, uh, uh I suspect he stole something from over there.
Mm. Well, yeah, let's call in security because y- you know what security's gonna say. We civilians will probably be disbarred
I
from the
know, I
object
know, I
till
know.
we,
That's why
yeah.
I was kind of hoping that we could take care of it, or if we could figure this out, because I think I and you see him stop, and he goes, I may be entirely wrong, but there are records of what that box is, possibly.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the Thrintoon? Ancient, ancient race vanished from the galaxy thousands of years ago.
Before my time.
Uh, they're sometimes called the Slavers. They had a big empire dominated by apparently telepathic psychic control, that kind of thing.
See, that's
Vanished,
starting to sound familiar.
vanished out. Uh, and uh, they used to have these stasis boxes that people have found over the years that have relics of their incredibly high-tech civilization squirreled away in them. Uh, they are worth vast amounts on the open black market, as I understand it, for those places with use currency.
Okay. And when was this footage taken from?
This would have been just after he returned, and he went missing another day and a half later.
So likelihood is it's gone, unless you think he's selling it on the station.
I don't know. I just thought I would pass it on the chain of authority.
Okay. Listen, if it was, some artifact that, was mostly harmless, uh, I might, you know, do some gumshoe with your Boyd, but something like this sounds kind of serious, so I think I gotta kick it up the chain.
Okay, well,
And
I'm sorry.
listen, if it helps, and I think it will for your access, I'll credit you with everything I know.
Okay. Well, sorry. I guess you're not getting to sleep right away.
Nope.
And I want to cut from there. Gop, you are called down to engineering, and you will see uh, people are kind of looking around. There's some buzz when you come in. Clearly, the fact that you're kind of tied into this new hot night spot for this station has kind of reached the ears of engineering here. And you will be called over by Mr. Drovis. Mr. Drovis is the person in charge of the power systems and power grid for the station. And Singap.
Yes, Miss. Mr. Drovis.
Would you take a seat?
Certainly. Is there well there must be some issue. It's I wasn't expecting to get called. It's not my shift, but is there
In
something going on
in
with the
in
power?
Starfleet, it is always effectively your shift. And just be well to remember that.
Now, is Mr. Drovis, is he Starfleet or is he
He is one of the Starfleet people here.
okay.
But basically he's the lieutenant. So he's about, he's on Keel's
Uh-huh.
ranking. And he will say, uh, as I understand it, you are involved with the inner workings of this new establishment on the promenade.
Um I I guess it depends on what you mean by the inner workings. I'm not really involved in the business side of things per se, if that's what.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean that you have uh off the clock been doing engineering work up there.
In an advisorial capacity, just making sure everything is safe and operating as it should be in terms of the electronics and the power. Yes.
Well, then I would advise you to get these numbers down. I was given very preliminary notes on what the power needs of your locale would be, but I have had a significant drop off throughout the day. It is back a little bit from where it was since the it opened, but like I've had to black out a couple of decks down below to make up for it.
Oh, I well, I was aware that there were some kinks to be worked out with the club, but I had no idea that right it was having those types of repercussions.
Well, you need to get things right, don't you?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
It's a little disappointing because I had high hopes for you in the power department.
Well, I would I will tell you this will get taken care of, and it will get taken care of quickly. And I would hope that after I deal with this that I would be restored a bit into your assessment of me.
Well, we'll have to see about your results, won't we?
Yes, the results is where the proof lies. Yes, I apologize, and um, I will make sure this is taken care of.
Dismissed.
And Gop, stands up and says, "Thank you. Have a nice day. I am making my way right now to deal with the problems."
Okay. And I think, there is a look, you definitely have the sense that people knew that there was a little bit of a storm brewing. And
Hmm.
so the various people here are kind of watching, because they love good gossip. So they're watching to see what the result is of that as we see you kind of head out. What's your attitude? How do you present yourself, when you leave a dressing down?
Hmm.
How does GOP, do they make themselves right? Do we see that they're a little upset? What do you think that is?
I think what you see is Gop has the pad in front of them and is you know, acting like they are looking at the pad, but you will see her eyes over the top of the pad, kind of, flitting around, glancing at who is noticing her,
Okay.
right? Um, and clearly concerned, right, that her reputation is is affected by this and wants to know who's taking note of me right now.
Okay. And I think we'll see you exit engineering there. Skill, let's come back to you. There in the club. Uh, what scene would you like to call?
I think I need to talk to these students, academy prospects, whatever
Yes,
that is,
pre
or
pre-cadets is
pre-cadets.
sort of the
No,
term there.
I
Uh,
mean, it's probably not talk, more communicate, because at least one of them does not speak audibly, right? The
right.
Karen.
Yeah.
Right. I love
Uh,
it when they talk in my head.
and you will come over to the table, and certainly you'll see, there's definitely a mix of reactions to you. Uh, it- there's clearly a lot of emotional baggage that Devra has,
Yes,
that
well,
she's very, trying to tamp down a bit. Uh,
same.
but she will nod to you. Of them, the first person to stand up is Hemis, and in very sort of formal Starfleet kind of approach will stand up. He is an Anar. Again, with Anars, it's almost impossible to judge age.
Okay.
But maybe a little bit older, you would guess just by the vibe your empathy is getting off of him. And he will greet you, Lieutenant Commander.
What is the correct form of address for pre-cadet
I think I
prospect?
think candidate
Mr. Candidate. Candidate. It's a pleasure.
Hemis, sir.
I'm aware, yes.
Well, and he will sit down. Uh, uh, you will get a again the cairns. They do, as you mentioned, they don't speak. They do project in your mind, uh, but again, not words. They communicate via images, and so I think you do see a person, you know, putting their hands out in greeting and kind of bowing respectfully to you, and they'll kind of do echo that gesture as well.
Mm.
And the Ulian will kind of look. They're definitely both the Cairn, Vera, and Tirmund Ulian. They're definitely both older than you would guess for your normal cadet or candidate age. But they will greet you, and the Ulian will say, "Would you like to join us, Lieutenant?"
I would like to make your acquaintance before the whole judgment, the formal application I get involved in a formal application process.
It's, we've been doing the testing. We were informed that by Assessor Maldu that you would be overseeing a
Yes.
portion of that in the next day or so.
Yes, I would like to get to at least a little feel for the four of you, so I can notice things that are out of character, because then I have to establish a baseline. I apologize if this is a little technical and if this is a little more formal. I thought maybe if we could do it here, you could I could get no, I could introduce myself in a more relaxed format. And I will try. I'm not very good at sending out emotions, but I will try to send out this kind of like relaxed mood that I'm trying to catch from the room, because
All
there are a
right.
lot of relaxed people out there, right?
So this maybe feels like I think you can definitely do that. You can
Mm-hmm.
project that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we want to do a role for you to kind of use
Okay.
your empathy
Mm-hmm.
to sort of gather information, kind
Mm-hmm.
of
Yeah.
that way.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So let's do that's definitely
Mm.
insight.
Yes.
And I think this is more command.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not looking for a security threat. I'm just looking, and I do get 2 dice to roll, right?
Yep. I should pull up the roller.
I don't think identify threat is necessary
Right,
here,
right,
and I don't need to de-escalate. We're not. I mean, I'm not looking to escalate, but I hope I don't have to de-escalate.
right, right.
Let's say it like that. So I'm looking at
14 or
14.
less.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I've got a 20, which is not great, but I also got a 7.
Okay. Uh, so I, what is it you want to learn about one of them?
One of them. Okay.
Yeah. Like who is drawing your most attention and what do you want to kind of get to know to learn about them in this
Oh,
interaction?
okay. I think I'm trying not to play favorites or have it show that my main interest clearly has to be Deborah. I mean,
Okay.
it's she's kind of she's related. What I would like to know, I mean,
Yeah.
she's nervous and anxious, and I know that, and I get that. I would like to know if it's just because of the whole academy situation, which I get. That's stressful. I would like to know if if there's more to it. Basically, like has somebody sent her to set something up? And yes, that's a little paranoid, but
I think that is more than reasonable. Uh, you definitely can tell that she is hiding something about your mother. She is
Oh,
tamping that down very, very
mm-hmm,
strongly. Uh, and and there's a weird mix of sort of maybe admiration and resentment
mm-hmm,
that the vibe that she's trying to not project out.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, you can feel there's something there that she doesn't want you to know.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, does that seem like a reasonable answer?
That seems like a very reasonable answer. Yes, thank you. I think Scala will not make anything of that right in front of all these other people, and that's the wrong menu. But I think when he goes, and he won't stay very long, he doesn't want to pal around with them. He just wants to get, as I said, a baseline. He will look to her and say, I think he called her Devra. Why not? She's his sister. Devra, I would like to talk more to you outside of these considerations. It's been a long time since I've met anyone who I'm related to. Um, so
Certainly when the testing's done, absolutely.
mhm. Okay, very good. Um, Best of luck, all of you.
And you will hear behind you someone just absolutely slap another person hard, knock them down, and then there's the sound of a table being scooted and like them grabbing up a chair. Um,
Okay, I'm
uh,
getting over there.
and you will see this. Gosh, let's say it's one of the human sort of merchant prince people, and they have grabbed up this chair and they're about to bring it down on the lyric, and they say, "You were gonna cheat me! You were gonna cheat me! I could hear you say that! You were gonna cheat me!" And looks
I'll
like
grab
the
the chair. I grab the chair. That's the
okay,
first thing I'll do.
all right. Let's do a general. Let's so we can
Mhm.
maybe generate momentum.
Yeah.
Let's have you
Okay.
roll to de-escalate the situation here.
Yes. Okay.
So I think that's fitness plus security.
Fitness plus security. Okay, that's 14. I think I do have something for
You have,
de-escalation.
yep,
If I can find it.
yep.
It's there.
You have
Diffuse
a
the
focus.
tension. Yes. Yes, I also have when you attempt
Ooh,
a task to persuade someone not to resort to violence, the first to 20 you purchase for this task is free.
okay. So you can roll 3d20 for free.
And I'd also have a focus.
Yeah.
Oh,
So presence plus security. So 15 or less, fives or lesses are
You said
crits.
fitness. If you say
Oh,
if I
sorry. I
can
say
do,
fitness. Yeah. So, right.
I'm
So
absolutely happy if I can do presence. I'm better with that.
14,
Okay,
5,
14, 5. There we go. Roll
3d20.
these. One, two, three successes.
Okay. So three successes. So I think you'll have a point of free momentum to
Okay.
put like into the kitty and
Mhm.
tell me how you absolutely take this situation down, get it under control.
Okay, I will first grab the chair and then put my hand on the shoulder of this human, and say, friend, please calm down. Uh, I don't think he's going to cheat you in here. And just like talk him a little down.
Okay. Uh,
And then ask him if he saw anything or
I,
what
I
brought them.
I heard him. He said it to me. He said he was going to cheat me.
And I look to the
And the other guy's like,
Illyrian.
I like literally says, I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, that is rather odd. And this guy, he's not lying, right? He's pretty sure that he heard this.
Absolutely. He is
Okay.
convinced.
Okay. So I will first talk him down and tell him that this is rather unlikely that somebody tells you that they will cheat you. That does not make sense. Come on. You know this, right?
And I think you can get him absolutely knocked down and calmed.
Yes.
Uh uh
I
I
will I will maybe escort him out
okay.
carefully because I don't think he should be here. I don't think the owner of this establishment would appreciate that. I don't want to throw him in a break. I want him to take him maybe to what was the name? Cops? No, that's the wrong one. The little
To Zatz?
Zots, right? Maybe
Okay.
navigate him to Zots
Okay. That
so that he
seems
can.
reasonable. The other person who was involved in this, the Lyran, looks incredibly relieved.
I
To
think
be
he'll be. I hope he'll be fine. I will maybe call one of my security guys to catch up with him. What
No,
if
no,
you
you
can
don't need
tell
to
them?
call security. You don't need to call security. There's no
I
need.
will definitely call security now. Just one of my ensigns probably or one
Okay.
of the lower ranked ones. So right now this is odd, right?
Hmm.
This is just odd, and I want to get a feel more for this human guy
Sure.
because he
You
because he
have
was
a point of
sure.
momentum.
I know.
Do you want to spend that to ask a question or do you want to put that in the pool?
I think I would like to ask a question. I will surreptitiously use the medical tricorder to scan him and see if I can find any anomalies.
In the human who did this?
Yeah.
No, no anomalies. His serotonin and respiration and like he
Mhm.
clearly had, a sudden violent emotional reaction.
Stop. I mean, that happens in
Yeah,
humans, but
it just
okay.
seemed a little odd. Uh,
Okay. All
and
right.
yeah, and I think I want to cut from there. Let's take
Yep.
our break.
Sure.
Let's take 10 and then we're going to come back. So let's come back to Keel. What do we want to see you doing at this point?
I mean, I think, do I walk Boyd over to the security office? Um, and maybe Skillet is there, or maybe it's his Ardas lieutenant.
Well, we'll put
Um,
Skilla on scene. This is sometime after the scenes at the nightclub. We're probably on to the next day kind of thing. Uh, again, I know that we described like that there was a hallway with the the different cells that you have there, almost like an old hotel that's been
Yeah.
converted over
Mhm.
for this. What's another feature of your security office here that we might as a viewer notice for the first time, Skilla, when Keel comes in?
Um, that's a good question. I think this is not his personal quarters, so there's not a lot of personal stuff there. But I think there's how do I phrase this? I think he has his desk in the middle of the room so that he can get anywhere really, really fast. And
Absolutely.
he's mostly not sitting. He's mostly just taking a pad and walking around and things like that. There is a chair, obviously, and sometimes he sits when he has to talk to people, but mostly he likes to move. And I think there's a window, actually, or maybe it's just a screen that shows the outside.
Okay, that seems reasonable. So Keel, you will see Skilla's security office there.
He'll look up. He was in the process of looking at a pad, reading it, and then looks up when you come in.
Lieutenant Commander.
Lieutenant, what can I
Sorry
help
to
you with?
bother you so soon, but Boyd here has brought to my attention what looks like a serious security breach, and I thought that we should bring it to your attention as soon as possible.
Yes, thank you for coming in. Please take a seat. There are a couple of chairs in the room that you can sit down on, and you will take a seat as well, so as not to loom over you. Put the pad away.
Yeah, Boyd, why don't you explain what you explained to me?
So, as you know, reported Mr. Simovic missing a couple of days ago.
Yes, I'm very well aware.
We have indications that he may have stolen something from the megastructure, an alien artifact. And if he hasn't off the station now already, we should. It's important for us to to get that back.
I have no indication that he has left the station. We have checked that much at least. What can you tell me about the artifact?
It's a stasis box. We don't know what's in it.
Huh.
If we're right, and it kind of looks at Keel like, right? That's right. Sound good?
Yeah, if we're right though, I think it's a worrying potential object in there.
Can you tell me what is so worrying about the object that is potentially in there?
Uh, we don't know
Yeah,
what's in it, but these objects often hold uh, relics from a lost civilization, and they're highly valued by collectors because they don't know what's in them. Uh, and particularly the Zinti uh, are fascinated with them.
And you have no indication what this might do.
I didn't catch what you said, Commander.
And you have no indication, or at least theory, what this stasis box might do if someone were to open it up, because that is usually what happens with these things.
I don't think it's the stasis box we're worried about. I think it's whatever's inside it.
Yep, that's what I was saying. What is inside of it? Do you have a
There's no way
theory?
to know. There's literally no way for us to know.
You're a scientist. I assume you have a theory.
No, that's kind of the point of the stasis boxes. They literally stop time inside. You can't scan them. You can't detect them.
Okay.
They're 0 point boxes.
Okay. So I'll look back at the report I asked for. I wrote in chat that I was asking for reports from security about unusual emotional outbursts in the past few days, I guess.
I think the thing that you will definitely get is there's still a lot more complaints about the bugs that are
Bugs.
around. Uh,
Bugs.
you're
Uh-huh.
certainly getting that. There's been not necessarily emotional outbursts, but there's certainly been a slight rise in altercations out in public between people.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Um, Skilla, I mean, I think Boyd is maybe being a little bit too cautious with his pronouncement here. I mean, I, I think if we're being very paranoid here, we think this might be a Trint object, which could have some slaver mind control implications. And yeah, I think if we can, maybe we should concentrate our efforts on the Zinti to start with.
mhm.
They, you know,
Yes.
they like that kind
We've
of thing.
had we've had a slight uptick recently in altercations. That might just be that might not be related. However, I'm witnessed such an event myself, and I'm a little worried about the whole thing. And now, if you say slaver, yeah, okay. Do we have any Synthi on the station?
Yes, I have an ambassadorial group.
Oh, great.
There are probably a couple of Zinti, you know, traders, but they're very rare. So there might be one of those.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The major one is, of course, uh, the Zinti ambassador, who is known
Mm-hmm.
as Speaker to Outsiders.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fitting title. And the Synthi are interested in these kinds of artifacts, you say?
Historically, yes.
Okay. Okay. Good. I will. Do you know? Can no? I'll ask you to describe this box. What the dimensions are.
Basically, imagine a gosh, how do I do this in centimeters? Like
Yeah, you can. I'm fine with
say
inches.
6 inches by tall, varying a little bit, maybe 8 inches around,
Mhm.
a square, sort of rectangular
Okay.
box,
Okay.
glowing.
So glowing. Okay. So it's not. So it's not particularly large,
No,
unless otherwise he probably couldn't have just stolen it.
correct.
And we don't know where he is. As I said, I'm pretty sure he didn't leave the station, but we have not found any trace of this man, which in itself is quite unusual. Okay, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I will divert some resources towards figuring out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be a wild thing to say, but could it be that within the box there was some things like insects or very small drones that give an insect-like hum? Tell me that that isn't a possibility. Then I'd be happy.
And Boyd will look at you, Keel.
I mean, there could have been anything in the box, right, Boyd? Yeah.
There literally could
So,
be anything in the box, Commander.
Mr.
and
Boyd,
with
I
the
have
time stasis, those bugs could have been alive for millennia and then come out buzzing.
yes, I will ask Nurse Merriweather to do some random physical checks, although in the one still, if it's a bug, it could be that it bites and it could be that that leaves some trace. So if it is a bug, I don't know. Anyway, Mr.
I mean,
Boyd, if you can think of anything pertinent to the situation, I would be very grateful if you could tell me. I do not blame you for being nervous. I do not blame you if your information is not quite correct. I will blame you if you hide something And that turns out that that was critical.
Uh, and he see him stop, and he will say, uh, "I understand what you're saying, but like I don't know anything. I literally had to look up what that box was on the computer, and it got a match. And if you go and look up, you'll know as much as I do."
Very good. And we don't have a problem.
I think I'll if we're finished with Boyd, I will kind of walk him out and give him like a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. You'll be fine. You'll be
It's
fine, Boyd. You
just
did
so
you did the right thing.
okay, okay. What was that stuff about his sister?
No idea.
Okay. That was just weird. Okay.
Oh, I didn't say anything about my sister.
I know, said
Okay.
the GM.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I think I'm going to cut
Okay.
on that line,
Cool.
Keel. Uh, Gop, what are you up to?
Well, I think Gop hurries back to the club, but she's not going to go to the VIP section. I mean,
Okay.
uh, um, th this is a little bit later. Is that correct? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
club is okay,
You probably had
but
to go and do your regular duty shift.
yeah, yeah. And as soon as like the regular shift is over, she's gonna, you know, she's not even gonna, change. She's going like immediately over to the club and is first of all wanting to double check to make sure she's very intently um has her electronic pad up and is trying to you know make sure like is this simply a problem of they've put like equipment in here and have not informed me fully of what the needs were from the power system, or is there something else going on that's leading to this?
So that feels like reason plus engineering
Okay.
with your electroplasma systems as a focus there.
Okay. So I gotta make my way back to my okay, so reason plus engineering. Um, so that's 11.
Yep.
It's 11 and 4.
So that is a success. So I think it's hard to tell here. There's definitely something anomalous. It's unclear why that anomaly has occurred. Uh, there's definitely they have lowballed their power needs,
Mhm.
uh, but there must be something else going on given the numbers here. The weird thing is there is a weird like the nightclub operates from because there's a day-night cycle on the station just to keep people on kind of a regular thing. And it is definitely, you know, a little bit closed during the sort of the midday cycle before it opens up in, for early evening into late night. Uh, and the additional power level draw does seem to go throughout, the full set of cycles.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? Who do you want to talk to? How do you want to approach this? Do you want to get in there and start pulling at the wires? Do you want to talk to your friend Torabach? Do you want to do something else?
Um, I, you know, Gop is still stinging from the dressing down. And so I think here's what GOP is going to do. GOP is going to um, quickly take care of the situation, at least temporarily.
Okay.
And I'm going to use that jury rig um, uh,
Absolutely.
the jury rig talent to deal with this. And then once that's done, maybe I can see something else is going on. But
Sure.
regardless, I want to talk to
So
Tor about it.
let's do control plus engineering roll. That's a 14 or less. Let's do that, and then we'll have you talk to Torabach.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah, with I guess the jury rig just takes
Takes it
it
difficulty down to a 0 at this point.
mhm. Okay, and you said this was
Control plus engineering. Oh, so a
con
15 or less, actually. 15/4.
okay. All right, we will do that.
So 2 successes. That will give you 2 momentum, which
Hmm.
you can use to create a trait, ask questions, put it in the pool. What do you want to do?
Um,
You can also spend that 2 momentum to make this not a temporary fix.
um,
I want to make this decision as hard as possible for you.
um, I am pausing. I like the idea of the trait. I'm just trying to think of like what would the trait be? Um, well, let's go with we'll use that so that it's not it's not temporary.
Okay. Yeah.
It has a more enduring
Yeah. You will definitely be able to level out the power consumption that is going on directly here with this. There's still some anomalies that you can't isolate, but the systems that you're able to kind of get your hands on there in in that place, uh, you know, it's inefficiencies, it's the way they've got things plugged in, able to get it down within the tolerances that you would expect. And I
yeah.
think as you are finishing up, Torabach will come over, puts down a uh, like a sandwich and a drink for you there, and say, Everything is going well, cop."
Uh um everything is getting under control, but Torabach, um
Yes.
I I'm having to put in more work with your power system in this club than I expected. And the reason for that is there are all sorts of um, anomalous and curious power drains that have occurred. And that's one thing. But
Mhm.
not only is that happening, it is now impacting other parts of the station.
We had this conversation, teething troubles, getting things under control here. That's why I asked you to join us. Why I give you the VIP seats, so to make sure that we are functioning within tolerances for the station.
Torabot, I'm concerned that you're not being completely transparent with me. I'm concerned that you or somebody else
You insult me, Gop. Of course, I'm not being completely transparent with you. I'm a Ferengi. To suggest otherwise, that I would not be hiding things from you would be an insult.
Well, let me put it this way. There's transparency and then there's transparency. And if your establishment creates problems that ripple outward and have a negative impact on other levels, complete levels of the station, um, it may create problems for your continued operation of the club.
I would like you to make an insight plus command roll here.
Okay. All right. That would be, so that's a 14.
13, I think, for insight and command.
Oh yeah, I'm looking there.
Yeah.
You're right. Insight, yes, you're right. 13. Um, I'm just making sure. Yeah. Okay, so 13. Oh.
So I think that uh, there is a bit where you're talking to him, and you will realize that he kind of has no idea what you're talking about. Like you're suggesting, and, and like because you're watching him for any sign that there's something that he is like specifically like reacting like he's definitely confused. And you begin to think that he may not have any idea of like of what is going on here. Gop, what was your worst moment at Starfleet Academy?
My worst moment at Starfleet Academy. Um, was during I think it was during the final exam of my advanced plasma systems class, and I it was a practicum, right? That there was they put us on a holodeck and that there was like some difficult problem
The
to
the, the,
solve.
the Kobayashi Maru of plasma systems. Okay.
Yes. And I was so involved in like the higher level complexity of it that um I failed to you know just some there were all sorts of problems, but like it was this super simple um you know you know positronic field damper issue that a first year student would solve, but it got forgotten, right?
And we're like ventings and the alarms going off and all that kind of stuff, the high pressure of that thing. And you are in that moment. You are in that moment. Your hands are hot from the conduit. There's steam going on. You could feel the pressure. There's sweat coming down. You hear the explosions. They've got simulated people dying next to you. You are in that moment, absolutely. And you hear your instructor screaming out your name, Gop, Gop, Gop. And then you hear Gop. And you come back to the present. And Torabok's like, Gop, are you okay?
um I don't know. Yes, I'm back. I'm here. Look, there's a there is some type of power systems problem here. Maybe you don't
Uh,
know about what's causing it, but it's it's creating it's creating problems that go beyond just this club, and that's what really worries me.
ah, Mi casa es su casa. Ah, look around, please help yourself if you can find the thing. But
Well,
maybe you should eat the sandwich first. You seem a little light-eared.
yeah, and I think Gop, looks down at the sandwich and says, um, I think I could probably use the energizing of this sandwich, but I'm gonna have to eat on the job. Yeah, and I
I wouldn't have it any other way.
and yeah, she'll take the sandwich in hand, but the other hand it still has that electronic tablet, and Gop is again trying to figure out like what exactly is going on here. She does, however, send a note to Mr. Drovis saying, "I'm getting this under control. Check your systems. You will
Okay.
see."
Yeah,
Right.
and you've definitely got it down a ways. You've made progress towards that. Let me cut to Skilla. Skilla, you have this case in hand,
Mhm.
but you've also you will get that call from the assessor who will
Mhm.
say, I was hoping that you could oversee the examination today.
I can make room for an hour in my schedule. Is that sufficient?
Uh, mhm. We really hoped so and I could get full closure on this, that you could take the afternoon to, or the morning period to proctor while they're going through their.
Um, in that case, I can give you 2 hours, not more. We have uh, several situations right now that
All right, all right.
require my attention.
I
And I,
understand. Um, I will make a note in my report to that
yes,
effect.
do that. I will be there post haste. I will just need to instruct my second in command about the things that need to be done right now. And I think I will have told Quinn, I think, right? Um, what name did I sound you with? Quinn, yes. So I will call her to Tantau. We have, I will obviously tell her about the whole situation with the box, with the whole insect thing, whatever that is, the missing engineer. I mean, we've been looking for him anyway, the scientist, sorry, scientist. So that is all worrisome. I will also ask her to keep an eye out on, well, I can describe to her the symbol that usually the blue, what's the name? Blue something syndicate. What did I call you? No,
On your character thing.
Blue Cradle Syndicate is using that she maybe wants what should keep that the security should keep an eye out for this symbol and inform me if it gets cited. I have reason to believe that the syndicate might have some interest here. I don't know how diametrically opposed to our interests that is. I will need to take care of it myself, but I need to be informed that it's happening first. So
Understood, Commander.
thank you. Yeah.
Uh, and I think we cut to uh, a a room. We've seen this. There was a next generation episode where we saw the tryouts for Starfleet Academy.
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
I think we see a room that's set up with each of them at kind of the four candidates at a dais with a view screen on it, and they are
Mhm.
kind of staying there working through a whole bunch of different things.
Mhm.
And they are trying to uh, you know, draw on their information and not utilize their talents
Mhm.
in any way. Uh, so I think I'm going to have you again roll insight plus command.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And again, this is to kind of gather information here.
Yeah, I don't think identify threat counts here, right? Or does
Correct?
it? Okay. Let's see. So we're going with a 14. See how that goes. Well, goes
Hey,
pretty well.
two successes. So
Yes.
what is your first question here?
Huh. Well, my first question, I don't need to ask about any of them cheating, right? Because that's what I'm doing. That would be the basic thing that I'm looking for. Or
So your
is
first
that?
question is, are any of them cheating?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And if so, who?
I think the thing that you will get is that they are all radically under stress. This is a
Yeah.
hugely stressful thing that is going
Yes.
on. Uh, and you know, you're kind of looking for your you know, uh, that sort of the telepathic reach outs or things like
Mm-hmm.
that, where they're trying
Mm-hmm.
to get information, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I think that you will see that uh, not cheating, but you can see that the Anar is having issues.
Mm-hmm.
That you will see them, they they keep flicking back and forth through, you like you do a unit and then you click forward and do the next unit, and you can do
Mm-hmm.
that and you can go back and forward. And
Mm-hmm.
while the others are kind of working through on a kind of controlled level, they might pass something to come back to, but they kind of are going forward. The ANAR kind of keeps going forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back.
Okay.
And there's something weird going on there for them.
I am not I don't think Scala is super familiar with Einar psychology, though. This is not cheating what he's doing.
No,
There's just something weird going on. The
yeah,
thing is, it might be too much stress or something, right?
they are under these four psychics are under a huge
Mhm.
amount of stress.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they can't handle the kind of stress here, they certainly can't handle Starfleet.
Absolutely.
So that's
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
keep my eye
Okay.
on him and look for if there are any outside influences that are happening here. That would be my second question. If there are any outside influences here that do not come from these four precisely.
I think you definitely will get the sense that but the ANR ought to have more control over what's going on. Like, and he is frustrated there. And certainly he feels a bit out of control.
And that is not something that is due to stress or kind of okay. I don't want to cut. I will advise the
Okay.
proctor
Hmm.
that this is something odd is going on with this Einar, and I cannot exactly tell what's going on with them, but there's something that the situation would not account for.
Understood. And the assessor will listen to that, and he will stand and he will say, "Candidate Hemis, you are disqualified for the day." And Hemis will stop, like and the assessor will say, "Return to your quarters," and we'll dismiss him.
That was not exactly what my intention was here, but
Yeah, you could see that this you'll realize this guy has a zero tolerance policy.
mhm. Yeah, okay, good to know.
Thank you
I
for
will,
your assistance, Commander.
yes, I will continue to, so that the students, I will continue like very quietly and say that was not what was going on. I don't think he was doing anything. I think there might have been some influence that he has no control over. That might be come from outside of him.
Well, if someone is beaming something in, or if he is tapping into something,
No, no,
either
no.
way are is a
That
problem.
is no. I don't think it's something he initiated. I don't know what is going on with him.
Well, lacking any concrete evidence, Commander, I have to take
Yes,
my role as a assessor for these tests very seriously. Thank
I
you for your
understand.
assistance.
I understand. I will stay until the time is done, and then I think I will go and see the ANR because there was something very odd
Well, we'll
going
take
on.
up that
And
on the next go round here.
yeah, okay. Yes, of course.
Keel, what scene do you want to call? What do you want to do? What do you want to investigate? What do you want to find out?
Yeah, I mean,
There
I
is a
think
weird
I've
buzzing around. Like clearly, like there are clearly some bugs that have gotten on the station.
yeah, I think
More of a like a mosquito-y sound, that kind of thing.
yeah, I think I'm going to maybe take up the kind of strange insight Boyd had, which didn't make any sense based on our conversation, and maybe start to do a scan for anomalies. Maybe if I'm narrowing it down to the Zinti area, their diplomatic quarters, and moving out from there,
Absolutely.
trying to figure out if there's some strangeness going on.
Reason plus science. Sensor
Sensor
operations or
operator.
tricorders, either ones will work.
Yeah. So 16.5.
16.5.
And what else do I have? Computer expertise or not? I don't think so.
Programming
Seem
or
like a
no, no, you're not studying a computer system
yeah,
itself.
yeah. Okay. Let me sorry. For some reason I can't roll, but that is
does he
let
get
me
a
see.
ship's die or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that?
actually, yeah, you should get a ship's die as well.
Okay. Uh,
Ooh, we lost connection with you there.
so it is successes.
You're sort of roboting. Done. I'm not
Oh,
sure
okay.
what. Oh, there you go.
Uh,
What was the first roll? Because it came in weird on us.
yeah, I hit hit roll for some reason. It looks like a 12 and a 3 in
Okay.
the side panel.
Yeah.
And then the third one is a 9. So that's
So
three
four
successes.
successes.
Four
So
successes with sensor operations, yeah.
yeah, what is your first question?
Um, I guess the straightforward one is, that's maybe this is too straightforward. Maybe I can work back to this one. You know, is the buzzing connected with this object that was, stolen by this
Well,
object?
I don't know if you can determine that via this, but you may
Yeah,
want to work back. Uh, you asked about the Zinti
yeah.
and anomalies there. I think you will scan the the Zintis, kind of check in on them, and there's no anomalous like energy signatures or things like that. However, and there's not a big ambassadorial staff. There's the ambassador and probably, one or two Zinti footmen, for the lack of a better term. Uh, and those Zinti footmen are definitely out and about in the station with Zinti tricorders scanning. So
Okay.
they are clearly looking for something. Uh, and I think you could tell that they're not sure exactly what to be scanning for, but they are kind of trying to quietly, surreptitiously move around the station and do that. What is your second question?
I think my second question is, are medical staff or, just a scuttlebutt on the station reporting any more of these kind of sudden psychic insights or, strange feelings?
Uh, you will talk, kind of check on that. And I think you definitely kind of get certainly what Skilla picked up before, but I think you're also getting when you check in with the doctor, uh, people are having some weird flashbacks, memories that they're having, uh, and strong enough that they would go to the the physicians there. And that's definitely a thing. You've got two momentum
Um,
after that that you can use to gather information or put in the bank or do something else with it.
yeah, let me put that in the bank.
Not going to ask more questions, not going to narrow it down. Okay.
Do I get a free question?
Oh, well, that's a good question here. Do you have something that generates? Yes, you may
Uh,
also use your quick survey here.
yeah, yeah. So I think maybe if this is at I guess building on the medical reports, maybe are we seeing any pattern of where those results or where those first flashbacks happened, or, you know, where did these start? Where were people when they were first exposed to this or whatever?
It doesn't seem to be geographically bounded, but it is time bounded. This
Okay.
seems to be happening during the day. There are a few outliers, a few times where it's not, but for the most part, this seems to be happening during the day. Like it's notable in that way. Does that feel like a fair answer?
Yeah, yeah. I can work with that.
Okay. Yeah, and I think you can definitely like you probably see one of these Zinti moving along. Zinti are not particularly subtle, so every time they try to surreptitiously check their phone, it's very obvious that they are checking their tricorder kind of thing as they move along through here. Whatever it is, they don't know where it's at, but they're definitely aware of it.
Mm.
And so I threw another two momentum into the pool.
Yeah. Okay.
Gop. What are you up to now?
Well, I've kind of at least, you know, in a way, kind of solved a problem, but there still
Yeah,
is a problem. There's still, right, because you said that right, these um
it definitely seems to be a thing that and it's a weird there's outside of this the nightclub stuff, there is definitely a weird power anomaly that you can't pin down that is happening during the day.
yeah. And right, the nightclub, if the nightclub was the cause, it would happen at night when they had everything really powered up, most
Yeah.
likely, right? That hmm. Um I mean I think Gop, I mean I think Gop is willing. He doesn't want to reach out to somebody in engineering because he had the dressing down,
Yeah.
and that would be bad. But I mean, I'm thinking maybe she would reach out to Lieutenant Keel
Okay.
as somebody who is not right in engineering, but
And I think that we can easily you'll see Keel, you know, kind of moving around the station tricorder in hand, clearly conducting some operation. Uh, so yeah, you can cross paths with Keel.
Yeah, Keel with the tricorder and Gop with the electronic pad that's kind of tracking, the power grid on the station, and Gop will say, um, Lieutenant Keel, I can see that you're busy, but I wonder if I might have at least a moment of your time.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm just tracking then these strange anomalies for, you know, I mean, I guess for Skilla, but also, never mind. How can I help you, Gop?
Well, I have something strange and anomalous myself. I
Welcome to
originally thought
Starfleet.
um, I thought initially it was something having to do
And then
with
Gop, you find yourself and you'll see Keel and and you're like back a minute and you kind of find yourself approaching Keel and kind of saying the same thing. You hear Keel say those same words to you, and then we're kind of back to the same point in the conversation.
um and Gop is shaking her head and says, Did we just have this conversation? It's
No, you were about to describe something strange and anomalous, and I said, "Welcome to Starfleet." Or maybe it's just a station.
uh
Uh, are you
I
having strange flashbacks?
well I did have a flashback. I've been having this problem with the power that I initially thought was confined to the power usage at the club, but it seems like it's wider than that. And I did have a kind of rather unpleasant flashback. I thought it might just be because I was having difficulty with, you know, really tackling this um, power drain problem.
Um, there's a power drain associated with the nightclub.
Well, that's the thing. I thought it was associated with the nightclub, but seems to be some type of power fluctuation um, happening outside of normal nightclub hours. I mean, it stands to reason that, right, if there was a problem with the power system created by the nightclub, it would happen when the nightclub was open and would be um, having all of its, lights and arrays going. I expect that, you'd expect that, but seems to be sometimes we have these power anomalies that are happening outside of nightclub hours as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's uh, nicely odd to my way of thinking, because what we're seeing with this other anomaly is that it is confined to those hours, generally speaking, also. So maybe, yeah, maybe we do a diagnostic on the nightclub's power systems and see if we can correlate the timing of these events.
Yeah, and what are the anomalies you speak of? Are those also power issues or
People are having strange flashbacks, worrying flashbacks, and we think it's associated with this buzzing sound that was reported, and also with this Quinton object that may or may not be on the loose. Who knows?
And Keel, you will see one of the ensigns passing by, looks at you, and you see them. They don't say anything, but you hear them say to you, "Ooh, he is hot. Ooh, I wonder if he'd like to date a Trill."
Lamas. Here was I thinking I had a free pass because I was off the station when all this craziness started. Or maybe they're projecting. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into this. Stop. Let's just study the power couplings over at the nightclub. See what's going on.
Let's take five. Let's come back to Skilla talking to the Anar, and then we're going to kind of bring people together. Okay? So, uh, I think we will cut to like out on the promenade, and we will see you, Skilla, if this is okay. Like you can see the Einar kind of, fist clenched, uh, having left the testing area, and kind of, that angry at wit's end kind of thing. What do you want to do? You are muted.
So I calm down myself. That's the most important part. I know that sometimes I can project that emotions. I don't want to do that now. I want to be very calm. I want to approach him so that he can see me. I don't want to surprise him. I'll say, Mr. Hannes, can I talk to you?
Kind of looks up at you. Yes, Commander.
There is something very odd happening with you. Can you maybe tell me what's going on, please?
I see him stop and he says, I I can usually I'm not like the others. Not like you or the others. My uh, my telepathy, my empathy is very modest, but uh, I'm here with this special protocol uh, uh, because of our my Anar gifts of foresight. Not It's not big. It's
Mhm.
it's it's fairly rare, uh, but I I can manage it. But in in the test there, I don't know what got into me. I I couldn't tell what time I was in. I couldn't tell if I was seeing if I was in the future or in the present, and I kept flashing, and I would try to compensate, and I would flash forward, and uh it, I just I couldn't keep it together.
Mr. Hannes, I'm not entirely sure, but there might be an outside influence at play here. We are currently investigating. I will, if we find this, I will take up your case with the provost, proctor, with the proctor, so that you might get another chance.
Uh, uh, I I just don't understand.
Neither do I.
And you see him go over and kind of grip and look out, and tries to compose himself. He says, "This is uh I I have to get into Starfleet."
Yeah. Yes, I know the feeling. Maybe you should consider going to Mad Bay. because whatever's going on with you is probably not okay. And maybe get a sedative or something that will stop it, at least for now.
Okay. And
Yes? Okay.
yes, yes. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yes, Commander. Absolutely. I'll go and do that right now, Commander. And he'll pull himself together and head to Med Bay.
Okay.
And I think I want to cut from that to kind of
Yes.
the 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 crossing of paths. Keel and Gop, uh, you two will track down Commander Skilla before you head to kind of check on that power thing.
Yeah, he was just back to his office looking at that pad, being a little distracted, honestly.
Commander.
Yes, of course. Lieutenant Teal, what?
Yeah, we've been looking into this issue, the buzzing,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
the
yes.
psychic interference, enhancement, whatever we're calling it. Um, we've noticed some patterns to do with our, well, day-night shift. Um, it does tie into something that GOP had been investigating due
Mm-hmm.
to the nightclub. Um, I'm not sure if this gives us anything actionable. Who knows? Maybe these things are only active during a certain day-night cycle. Maybe you should change the entire station to a permanent cycle till we sort this out.
So you're saying they're
Yeah,
those
the anomaly is definitely occurring during the day only.
okay. Okay, during the day. Okay, what time is it now?
Let's see, it's before the probably just after that, so maybe early afternoon at this point.
Okay, so we can accelerate to evening at least our environmental systems.
Let's accelerate to evening and keep it at
Uh,
midnight for the
yes,
foreseeable.
let's see what we can find till midnight, and then we can keep it there. I will put in a call to the administrator.
What does that mean, turning it to midnight? What do you think
I
that involves? Are you telling everybody to rearrange their schedules, or are you just changing the lights, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever. So you said the station is on this fixed day-night cycle,
Hmm.
right? So, but obviously people are working during the night and doing all these kind of stuff. So if there's anything on on the station, so is this the quality of the lighting? Is this the energy output? Is this, the attitude towards the star? Things like that.
Absolutely. Uh, let's let's have you make a roll. I'm going to give you some basic information for the testing of this. But then, depending on the role, we'll give you some more information. This feels like science uh, uh, plus reason, and I think we can have Gop or Skilla roll a helper die here. Which one of
This
you
is
has a
just
decent Skilla or Goppa, a decent science plus reason die?
no, that's probably more the gob. If you need some help, some authority to push this through, with the administrator, I can assist you with that. But the science, I'll leave to you too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to ask for forgiveness of the administrator because it seems like an obvious fix. Therefore, it will be difficult.
Sure.
You
Let me,
can point her in my direction if she has any complaints.
yeah.
So,
Um,
Gop, let's
and
have
I
you.
think
Oh, go on.
it might be sometimes before anyone notices because we're just like speeding it up a little bit and then we are kind of keeping it in the nighttime
Sure.
cycle. So
Gop, why don't you
Just
roll me a
buys us some time.
D20?
Okay, and this is science plus reason.
Science plus reason, and then we'll have Keel roll.
All right. So 1d20, right?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Not
That
good.
is not, yeah.
And Keel,
And I might rob one from the momentum pool.
please.
That'll bring it down to 2. So I'll roll the rest.
So that's 3 successes, if I'm reading that correctly.
16, 13, 14 was left there from
Yeah.
Ops roll, right? So
Oh,
it's 2 successes on me.
2 successes. So I think you will shift the timetable up. I think you will get that. And, you know, you move the timetable up, you wait an hour, maybe now it's mid-afternoon, and you're still getting reports of anomalies. Uh, you have a couple momentum to ask questions now.
Um, so I guess once we're into this north section, maybe we can. Am I roboting or
No.
No,
no?
no, that was a dog was barking.
Okay. Yeah. So I wonder if we can um maybe we do like a survey of one of these busy thoroughfares, the promenade or whatever, and just see any new people who seem to be having these kind of
Yeah, it actually seems to get
nights.
getting worse here in the afternoon.
Can I maybe try to sense the pattern here?
Well, I've got still one more momentum
Oh,
from
okay.
Keel.
Oh,
I guess the other question is, um, I mean, is there any way that we can heighten the effect? So, like, if we were to make a change to one of us, like me, I'd be a guinea pig. Is there a way I could kind of, you know, be a walking sensor or lightning rod for this kind of effect?
Oh, interesting. How about we do that as an assist roll to what Skilla was saying?
Yeah, my
that
best.
is that's a great idea. I mean, I can try to open
Yeah,
my mind so far that I will
yeah,
attract whatever that is.
absolutely. So let's do uh, insight plus command
Mhm.
for
Okay.
both of you
Mhm.
to kind of open this up and try to sense what is happening here.
I think identify threat might work now
Okay. Yeah.
as a focus. Cool.
So Keel, I'll have you roll first, 1d20.
Mhm.
That is a
So far, that's
success.
a success.
And I think you do open yourself up, and I think it is, you don't get those flash forwards, but you're definitely getting old memories and that weird buzzing and
Mhm.
hearing other people's thoughts.
Okay.
And Skilla,
Yeah. Okay. I will roll here. Let's go there. There's a 1, which is 2 successes, and a 6, which is the
so
third
four
success. So 4.
successes.
This
I
is working.
I think that the two of you are kind of reaching through this, like you're trying to find like what's at bay. And I think there is this moment, Skilla, when clearly Keel has opened himself up to this, and you're kind of using this as a filter, and you will realize the absolute anxiety that is fueling this, and kind of reach back, and you will realize that someone is being tested somewhere. Someone is being tested and they're under pressure and they're stressed, and something is taking that and boosting it. And you can tell that these are the 3 remaining students, the psychic students whatever this object is it is taking their psychic powers and it is throwing them all over the station. And they're in the middle of the test right now.
Okay. I mean, test is fucked anyway. I mean, that might be skill, but under a bit of pressure and all that anxiety, kind of affecting and going back a little to less civilized patterns of speech. So he'll say that. Well, the test is fucked now anyway. It's one of the students. It's not
It's
the.
all of the students.
It's all of the. Oh, it's got to be somewhere near the students, I think. Um,
We shut down the test and tell them they'll be fine. Take some or have a drink on Yop's
No,
friendly.
let's tell them to stop the test and get to their quarters. We need to find this thing, whatever that is. Something is amplifying their emotions, and I'm pretty sure.
And I think we'll see, like, Skilla, what does it look like when you and Keel come busting in to shut down this test?
Very civilized, I imagine. I mean, comparatively, I will have told some of my um, ensigns or whatever lieutenants for backup, but we will be the first. They will be far behind. Um, I think we'll just open the door and
Okay.
say, and I'll say, Proctor, this test needs to stop now.
Security comes in, stops it.
Mm.
Keel, you said that you wanted to maybe try and like uh uh you know lower their heightened emotions. So what do we see you doing in this moment?
Um, yeah, I'll just explain. Like they'll be worried, like, oh, are we failing, right? So, and I've done that test several times. Um, uh, I think everything will be rearranged for a point in the future. It won't affect your candidacy in any way. And I give a look at the proctor because I'm sure he'll be going, oh,
Yeah,
wait a minute.
he sees Skilla and a couple of security people, and I think that he just nods along at this point.
Mm.
Um, Perhaps we can ask you exactly when you've noticed some issues with your various mental acuity. But other than that, this is not your fault.
And I think,
And
yeah, you can absolutely get them talked down. The ANR has already been sent out to be sedated. You will get them calmed down. I think that as soon as you do that, the all of this, the buzzing of the insects will vanish. People's weird memory pull-ups will vanish. All of those things will the weird hearing other people's thoughts will go away. Uh, Gop, tell me, how is it that you like track down where this psychic device has fallen? We saw it in the opening scene, like that it fell down a shaft. Like, what do we see of you like finding and retrieving this object?
Um, yeah,
Is it a classic Jeffries tube? Is it a different thing for the station? What do you think?
yeah, I think it's different, right? Because like it is a station. So um I think so this object has fallen down a shaft. Um I think what you see, the way that GOP accesses this area is strangely enough through it's not through a Jeffries tube, but it's through um unfortunately it's through the waste disposal shaft coming off the club, right?
Absolutely.
Right. And right, I mean there was something that got picked up, right? That kind of was pointing down there. And so Gop kind of going almost literally into the bowels of the station, right, had, you know, worked her way down that particular shaft to kind of get to this
Yeah.
object.
So you climb down. So the box is there. It's a stasis box. It's been opened. So once it's opened, it can never work again. But
Hmm.
it's there. But what does the object itself look like? Because I didn't describe that. It could fit into a box. Is it metal? Is it crystalline? Is it organic? What this psychic amplifier?
Um, it, I think it's like a glowing, translucent um Rubik's cube, except it's not a cube. It's like has many, many more sides to it than that. And it is turning, right? It is just kind of like this it's like a kind of super, super extra complicated puzzle piece, right, thing with that's kind of has parts that are kind of twisting and turning.
Still
Yep.
kind of turning to show it's active.
Yep.
I think we'll cut to a brief scene where we see the assessor with some of the cadets talking to the administrator, going, "Well, I'll be sending these candidates back to their their locations. We will reschedule another test for a few months down the road. Uh, but I've read through your commander's report, and I apologize for any problems that occurred at the station as a result of this." And Mirai is like, "This is one of those things. She's kind of stayed out of this, so she's sort of pleased and surprised that this problem happened and that has been solved without her intervention." And she's like, "Absolutely, that sounds great. Absolutely." So I want to do some end of episode scenes. I have one in particular. Let's want to start with Skilla, and then I want to give Gop and Keel a chance to call a scene, either with an NPC or a PC to kind of capstone this episode. Skilla, is it okay if we do a scene with you and Devra?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I wanted that to do that anyway.
I think we'll see Devra there with with her bag, and I think we can see the other candidates, heading out to get onto their ship, and you know, uh, Devra will see you.
Devra.
Yeah. I love the awkward silence there, like there is that
Yeah,
hanging in the air there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we're both, I think, feeling each other out, literally.
Uh, Commander,
Really.
uh, I I don't have any place to go.
You're aren't you going back with them to
The oth-
reschedule the
the,
test?
the others have someplace to go.
Oh,
I can't go back. I mean,
no, of course not.
I
Do
can't go
you want?
back to the Prometheus.
No.
It's and
I mean, this is a big station. If you wanted to stay, I'm pretty sure we can find you some quarters. If you wanted to stay.
I don't know if that's a great idea. There's something I haven't told you. I don't know how to tell you.
I know that there's something you haven't told me. It's danger of being around that is all. It's look, why don't you stick around for a bit until you're ready to tell me? And then we'll figure something out. Okay?
Okay. And I think the camera will pull back. We'll see the two of you maybe kind of walking there. And I think we definitely see a figure standing back, watching this. And I think we see, the sleeve comes up, arm, and we see that drop down, and we see that tattoo of the syndicate on
Mhm.
their arm there as they're watching you. And I think we hear them say, she's on the station. I think we cut away there.
Thank you.
Gop, what would you like to call for your close of episode scene here?
Yeah, I had two ideas. One would be either to kind of bookend things with Mr. Drovis, um, or another scene with, with oh, I forget now that Torubak.
Torabak? Okay. Which one do you want to do? Who feels
Uh,
like the better capper for the episode?
I think probably Torubak. Like we had a lot going on.
Gop! Gop, come in. I have
Um,
my assistant polishing your chair.
uh, well, th thank you, and I'm glad that we were able to kind of, at least for now, get things worked out with um the power usage of this establishment.
So everything is set? Good. Good. And at no cost to myself. These are free is a word that means everything.
Yes, and you seem very happy with the way the club is going in its open
Absolutely. I
honeymoon, as it
I
were.
I have on schedule at least three musicians, famed acts who have no other refuge, no other place to go, and they will come here and they will play at below market price. Oh yes, they will. Oh, and their draw for this sector. Yes, yes, very excited.
Yeah, well, I know that was your angle, and I'm glad that it seems to be at least on the horizon seems to be working out, right? That things
Yes,
um and I will be interested to see these acts that are coming in. Are they from this sector?
they're from all over the place. If there is a famed musician who has been driven off planet by the Dominion War, I have made it clear that this is the place for them to come. It will be a what a new Bohemia for us, a Ferengi musical Bohemia. Yes, a veritable paradise of hipster musicians desperate for money.
And you will be the one to profit from.
Yes. Plus, plus I get to hear the music that I want to hear. That is an added bonus.
Well, that sounds I'm glad for you. I hope you will put in when you communicate with my cousin, that you will kind of
Absolutely. I will speak only the highest praise for you. I have nothing but admiration for you, Gup. If you weren't so clothed, I would say you should marry my son, but you're, you know, like this. But otherwise, I find you have done an excellent job.
uh well, Gop says, not appearing enthusiastic, just says, "Well, thank you," right? Kind of rolling her eyes a little bit, and says, "And Torbach, just to be sure that just one little piece of advice: when you talk to people who aren't Ferengi, um, keep that kind of quip about clothing
Oh,
um, close to your chest. Some may not take it as kindly as I do right now.
I know. I There was a special Ferengi female orientation program I had to go off planet, so I understand. I will endeavor to do my best.
Um, and I think Gop, to close the scene, Gop is going to, ask like, what are the names of these musicians coming in, and Gop will take particular
And,
note of.
and and that's the moment when you realize that this guy has a record collection. And now he's going to show you his record collection. It's, on his pad, he's going to start pulling through those and showing you album art and talking about where he got them and what their influences are. Just as if Frankie would try to overwhelm you with sales talk, he is a very unusual Ferengi, and he will, I think, will pull away as that droning goes on. Ah, yes, Klingon love songs. Yes, 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 yes. Keel, what would you like for your closing capper scene for this episode?
Um, I wonder, last time I mentioned bumping in or tracking down this other trill that we had in the cast of NPCs,
Absolutely. Uh,
our free trader.
Absolutely. I think we'll track her down. She's on the promenade, and she will look up as you approach and uh, smiles. Well, hello, two for
Um,
one.
Noor, is it?
It is. It is the Drow Nur,
We,
Captain Nur, but you may just call me Nur.
you're attached to your rank.
No, no, it's a formality, a title.
Well, you can call me Keel.
I will do that then.
Were you around most recently?
I was in and out. I heard there was some commotion.
There was emotion. There was far too many uncensored insights into the people who live here.
But you took care of the problem, I'm understanding.
Yeah, we tracked it down. Not not so unusual on this station, it would seem.
This is one of the most chaotic vessels I've been on, but I wouldn't have
Yeah,
it any other way.
some excitement, finally.
I I like a good, clean trade route. I like that, but there is opportunity that arises when you have this disparate a collection of peoples present on a station. So we make our own luck.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just said I better introduce myself. Um, I've heard your name a couple of times from the administrator, and
I hope she only said good things.
well, that would make me afraid if the administrator were only saying good things about me.
But you took care of the situation. What caused these anomalies? Are you at liberty to say?
I mean, it's kind of complicated, you know. Psychic resonance, momentary, life-changing stress, psychic shenanigans.
That's very obtuse.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you should have been inside my head while I was trying to figure it out.
I don't
Obtuse
think
was
I
as
would care for that. You've got too
oh,
many people in there already.
well, I suppose that's true. Seems like you're enjoying being just a single person, though. You know, that's quaint.
I'm only half trilled. I never had that option. Not that I would have taken it, but fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Lieutenant Keel, I know that you must have things that you need, things that Starfleet can't get you. I am nothing if not a free trader who's able to track down goods. If there's something you should require, say a special tea, something like that, I can certainly put it on my list to find for you.
Have you been doing homework on me specifically?
You're
Because
one
it's
of
strange. In the current, let's call it unpleasantness, red leaf tea is becoming rarer and rarer.
it is. It is. I haven't done research specifically on you, but you are one of the senior Starfleet officers aboard this station, and I make it my business to know what potential customers might need.
Okay, well, there you have it. A crate of dried red leaf tea. You know,
I
at
will.
whatever exorbitant market rates you have in mind.
No, no, as a fellow Trill, I'll give you a special discount.
Merely the ruinous rates.
Absolutely. In this economy, of course.
Mm,
Well, it's been a pleasure, Keel. I hope we have a chance to speak again.
me too. I'll see you next time you're back.
And I think we will, see you walking away, and I think we see her standing there. And I think we cut back to the first scene of the episode in that corridor where that Mr. Simovic got disruptor blasted and disintegrated. And I think we see a figure step out of the shadows, the one that shot him, and we see Captain Nur looks around for the slaver box, and you see her just go, damn it. And I think we fade to black on that. Uh, Everybody can consider themselves to have a milestone. What that will allow you to do is you can raise a department that is four or below. You could raise a attribute that is at 11 or below. You could add another focus, or you could add another talent. So think about that between now and next time, and I'll check in with you on that. Uh,
Well, can we check these options we have somewhere, or should I just note it down?
uh, we're probably only going to get two milestones during the course of this, but I'll put in a little thing for check marking those options. So yeah, I'll add that to the sheet a little bit down below.
I think it would be enough if you added it just to the character creation rules or something,
Okay, I
so
will.
that I can check it out. I
Yep,
think that I can manage that
sure.
much.
Uh, Commander Skilla, stars, wishes?
Yeah, lots of stars. That was a ton of fun. I loved the way things came together. I loved Gob trying to talk to her Ferengi friend. I love the comment about the being female and clothed. I absolutely, I will always adore. And also, I kind of like the pressure she was under from her superior officer and how she dealt with that. That was interesting. I also love Keel's lawlessness, I guess, with the whole brandy thing, and then with the captain, the free trader captain, not smart, not we're not saying smart. Yeah, I really like that relationship, and I also like the way he was like, okay, I'm going to take care of this now. I really love that. And of course, I'm very grateful to have my sister still around and the whole complication that will come with her. So that was also a lot of fun.
Excellent. Anything wishes wise?
I mean, I really want to see how the whole thing with Deborah develops, obviously. And I wouldn't, I mean, Skilla would not want to have a fight, but I mean, might be interesting.
Okay. Gop.
Yeah, I'll um, reiterate what Sabine said. I really like the way that I mean, just this feel that there were separate stories, but then that they were getting interconnected. And Lowell, that's part of the way that you ran things, but I think also just everybody was, I think, clearly kind of listening to each other and looking for ways to kind of try to get some of those interconnections working. I did like this kind of interesting theme with Keel where like I mean there was like this thing about like I don't know objects and commodities that Keel was kind of dealing with from the clothing right thing at the very beginning of the episode, like where is my clothes? Oh my, the tailor is not here anymore, and what happens to that? But then it kind of you had the Romulan ale, and then at the very end, the red leaf tea kind of thing that was kind of going on. That was just a nice little, I think, subtle touch that was really nice. Um, I for a wish, and this is also kind of just related to the milestone, I have it as a kind of note that I was thinking of bringing on what is it called? It's the hot rod shuttle. And especially if we were thinking of going back to the Tantalus object, or there would be opportunities where GOPS
Hmm.
GOP also has abilities at the helm, particularly of small ships. So maybe bringing that on board would be interesting.
Absolutely. And Keel.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed getting dropped into this both as a player and as a character. I'd watched the first half of the last episode, but not any of the important stuff. Um, I just didn't get around to it. So yeah, it was fun to have no idea what was going on, um, and fumble around a little bit before diving in. And yeah, the others obviously had a better grasp on what was going on, and I liked seeing these um, uh, kind of slices of their existence. Gop dealing with the drop in favor from her cousin, and Skilla dealing with you know it seems like the whole station is on their shoulders sometimes. So yeah. Um, and I guess I enjoyed playing off a little bit of Keel's lack of respect for the rules.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And Lowell, as always, it is a pleasure to have a Ferengi on screen. Uh, I always have to make sure that I am muted when there is, because otherwise you'll hear nothing except me laughing. Um, yeah. Um, Wishes for next time. Um, I mean, I guess we saw a lot of NPCs, and I know we have a huge expanding cast of NPCs, and a lot of them stick around because that's what we like about space station games. So maybe we get to meet some more of those.
Okay. We do have a couple of long-standing wishes that I'll mention that I probably will try to wrap into next time. One of them is definitely to go back to the megastructure. So if that will at least be part of what we do, maybe that can get us a conflict and things like that. The other one that's kind of a standing, if we have Dan back, both Dan and Sabine expressed interest to interact with the ISC ambassador, so we'll get them on screen. So those are a couple of things that we'll have in the mix there. So. Uh, thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording.